Welcome to my channel. Please enjoy the video. Model and socialite Kim Porter was found dead at her Toluca Lake, California home. She was found deceased on November 15, 2018. It was reported by TMZ that she possibly suffered flu-like symptoms and pneumonia and also cardiac arrest. And although Porter was known primarily to the American public for her famous boyfriends, and so on that bound, she was a star in her own right. However, Kim Porter was a mother, she was a daughter, she was a sister, she was a friend. However, Porter did make her mark in Hollywood. She made waves in the fashion world. She worked with powerhouse designers, appearing in some of your favorite publications and walking runways around the world. Diddy and Kim Porter began dating in the early 90s, and they welcomed their first child back in 1998, a son named Christian Casey. In 1999, the pair broke up. They had a legal battle in court over child support for Christian. However, at that time, Diddy went on to date Jennifer Lopez for 2 years, and he and Porter reconciled back in 2003. And at that time, Porter and Diddy were together for 10 years. They raised 4 children, one which is of Porter's son from her relationship with Al B. Sure. And after the tragic death of Kim Porter, Al B. Sure came out and he told the public that him and Kim Porter was once married back in the day. And as we all know, Kim Porter's death really affected Al B. Sure. She was the mother of his son. He was once married to her, and he once really was in love with her. And I believe that Al B. Sure never stopped loving Kim Porter. And I believe that Al B. Sure never took himself out of his son's life as a kid growing up. It was once stated that P. Diddy allegedly adopted Quincy Brown, but P. Diddy never married Kim Porter. However, that doesn't make sense for a lot of reasons, and I'm not even sure where that rumor came from. However, it was stated that Kim and Al B. Sure were not close. It was stated that her and Al didn't even have a relationship outside of Quincy because there was no reason to. And someone stated that he wouldn't even know what was going on with her prior to her death, and they didn't even talk like that. Well, due to my investigation, I highly beg to differ. See, it was stated that P. Diddy did everything in his power to keep Quincy away from his father, Al B. Sure. And when Al B. Sure was finally able to see Quincy, P. Diddy made them both sign NDAs for Quincy not to discuss what went on in P. Diddy's home. Yeah, y'all heard me right. P. Diddy made Al B. Sure and his own son sign NDAs for him not to discuss anything that went on with Diddy, Kim Porter, or anything in the home. It seems in some kind of way, Al B. Sure was intimidated by P. Diddy and had to beg and ask P. Diddy to see his son, not Kim Porter. Remember, P. Diddy and Porter had that son, Christian, and when they broke up, she took his ass for child support. And they eventually got back together. And in this situation, it just does not sit right with me. Why didn't Kim Porter take Al B. Sure for child support? So the question is, where does Usher Raymond fall in this scenario? And how does Kim Porter hold all the secrets? If you guys were paying attention, we seen old footage from 2016, and that footage was about Puffy making jokes with Usher. Remember the time Diddy was in a room full of grown men with a silver dildo sitting on his bed? He allegedly got drunk and spilled all the tea. He started talking about him and Usher waking up together, living together, and how they were wrestling in bed over cereal. Well guys, the tea has just gotten a little hot. Take a listen to this.
I happen to know Diddy fucks boys. It's nasty. I happen to know Diddy fucks boys. It's nasty. That's you keep that shit right away. You have that shit go right past me. It's nasty. It's nasty. You like boy pussy. He like to play with people's pennies.
Orlando Brown made a very strong allegation against P. Diddy and others. Orlando Brown also made other allegations, like against Will Smith. He claimed that Will Smith raped him as a kid, and Michael Jackson set up the video. Now, my tea sippers know my content when I speak about young males being molested in Hollywood, their symptoms, their behaviors, and how no one takes them serious. That's another video. Let's get back to Kim Porter. This information that I'm about to share with you guys was leaked from a personal source. See, allegedly, Kim Porter found P. Diddy and Usher in a very uncompromised position. And this happened several times and she couldn't believe her eyes. And before she seen this, she had already been hearing about some things. However, it happened again and she recorded the whole situation. And at that time, P. Diddy didn't even know she was in the room. Quick disclaimer, everything on this channel and especially in this video is alleged until proven otherwise. So further information in this detailed story was leaked. P. Diddy allegedly had Kim Porter strapping his ass for years. And the source stated that P. Diddy loved the way that Kim Porter gave it to him. But Kim Porter didn't believe that P. Diddy was gay or anyway was involved with any man. And the source says that they do admit that Kim Porter didn't believe it until she seen it with her own eyes. So when she walked in on Usher and P. Diddy in that very uncompromised position, she was very furious at what she saw. Allegedly, Kim Porter reached out to a very, very close friend of hers and confided in her and told her what she saw with P. Diddy and Usher. It was stated that the friend told Kim Porter that they believed her immediately after being explained this, and that she needed to get some type of evidence because Usher was an underage boy at the time. The source even went on to state that Kim Porter on several occasions questioned Quincy until he got blue in the face. They stated she didn't immediately come out and say P. Diddy's name, but she did ask her son, "If a man ever tried some weird things with you, would you ever tell me? Would you ever tell me the truth?" The source went on to state that Kim's son just walked out of the room and got very quiet. Remember guys, P. Diddy was raising Quincy Brown. And then he had Usher as his artist, but they're talking about they're in bed fighting over Frosted Flakes cereal? And not only that, waking up together and sharing a bed? Back in 2016, Usher and Howard Stern had a pretty incredible conversation, speaking about his rise to fame and the days of being on Diddy's BadBoy record label. And just like everybody got wind to this conversation in this interview, so did Kim Porter. Usher told Stern that he went to Puffy's flavor camp, which is how he would learn how to become a star. So I wasn't sure what this flavor camp meant, but I did further research. Allegedly, L.A. Reid was the one who sent Usher over to P. Diddy's flavor camp. L.A. Reid reportedly said to P. Diddy, "Will you take this kid and teach him your swagger? Can you just give him some of your flavor?" And L.A. Reid stated, "That's when I sent Usher to New York for what I call the Puffy Flavor Camp." L.A. Reid said that Usher was really pretty to him, but he didn't want Usher to be pretty. Wrong move, L.A. Reid. Why the fuck did you send him to P. Diddy? L.A. Reid admitted that he was turning Usher over to the wildest party guy in the country, and at an age where he still needed to get his mother's permission. So L.A. Reid, when you were asking for Usher's mother's permission, did you tell her that you were sending him over to a party guy's house? L.A. Reid stated that he sent Usher to New York for almost a year, and he didn't know whether if he was being irresponsible or having any empathy. Now remember when the source stated that Kim Porter said that she had been hearing things about P. Diddy. See, Kim Porter had been hearing about P. Diddy taking a 14-year-old then Usher to wild parties.
I moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but there, hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what kind, do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old.
Now, if you guys listen to that clip, Howard Stern began to say that Usher was 13 years old. Usher said that his parents never knew what the fuck was going on. And L.A. Reid stated that he had to get his parents' permission. However, this proves and shows that he didn't. Now, another odd thing that I found prior to Kim Porter's death. It was reported that P. Diddy took steps to make sure his kids wouldn't learn about Kim Porter's death. And remember, guys, from my last video, he took steps to make sure that those kids were out of the house that day. And remember, purportedly, she supposedly had the flu, pneumonia, and then went into cardiac arrest. My question is, did the kids even know that their mom was sick? P. Diddy explained himself that he had to disconnect the phone. He went through extreme measures to hide this from his son Christian. My question is, P. Diddy, did you hide the fact to your children that their mom supposedly had the flu? There was no prior report to Kim Porter's death that she was ever diagnosed with any internal illnesses. Now, the young lady that stated that Kim Porter and I'll Be Sure didn't have any contact, especially prior to her death. In my opinion, that was a goddamn lie, because I'll Be Sure stated that he told Kim Porter to call the FBI. And in my opinion, that is exactly what the fuck she did. Now remember, P. Diddy said that he went over there to visit Kim the day that she passed away. And she told him to take care of my kids. I believe that P. Diddy got wind that Kim Porter actually had that recording of him and Usher, and he was over there trying to demand that tape. Because why would the feds ever come out and say that they were allegedly investigating Diddy for having sex with underage boys? And let me make one thing perfectly clear. I'll Be Sure never took the post down because he was afraid of P. Diddy. He took the post down because Quincy expressed to him that it was triggering to him. Now remember, P. Diddy went around telling everybody that she had flu-like symptoms and she died from pneumonia. But in those posts, I'll Be Sure made it perfectly clear that she was murdered. Now why wouldn't Quincy tell him, Dad, my mom was not murdered, please take that down? Instead, he said he was triggered. The question is, why were federal investigators ever interested in finding out if Sean P. Diddy Combs ever had any sexual relationship with underage boys? And this furtherly makes me believe that Kim Porter in fact had conversations with I'll Be Sure. And once again, guys, if Kim Porter was not feeling good up to the days that led up to her death, why didn't P. Diddy seek any medical attention for her? And if you guys didn't know, the day that Kim Porter passed away, P. Diddy was at her home. So he knew that she was ill. Why didn't he call an ambulance? Why didn't he seek medical attention for the love of his life? And see, the other question is, if he took the kids out of the home, why was he still there? And why was he there up until her very last breath? And in my opinion, this would explain why he never married Kim Porter. I believe he was keeping her close for other obvious reasons. And can someone please explain to me why was he at the house that day? And remember, guys, they said that Kim Porter passed away in her sleep. She was in the bed asleep. So how was P. Diddy able to reveal the last words that Kim Porter said to him before she died? I believe that Kim Porter took a lot of secrets to her grave. And I also believe that she was intentionally silenced. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.